now.
Hello.
Do. Check, 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 check. You want to just check for me real quick, KJ?
Check, check, check.
Gotcha. Let me turn my main volume down. Cool. Nice. All right, we are in there, and the veil shall be dropped. Just a moment. So all these beautiful people out there can see our beautiful faces. Whoop. Cool. All right, so we are here and we are ready. And we're going to start the show now. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Mission 3 podcast, Play Legit's premier podcast for gaming and real talk. We're your hosts, Corey and KJ. Yes, it's just me and KJ today. Knowledge may drop in sometime during the taping of tonight's podcast. He's on a business call right now, so definitely got to take care of business, but he may drop in. If not, though, me and KJ are going to hold it down. No worries. But thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We're going to have a great podcast for you tonight. We're going to be talking about some really, really cool stuff. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, Call of Booty 2, World War II. Or excuse me, Call of Duty World War II. I think that slipped. And then we're also going to be talking about some awesome comic book games. Yes, comic books that developed into video games. So it's going to be a real cool broadcast for you guys. Make sure you stick through it with us. Some awesome missions we're going to go through. But before we get into that, I want you all to just stop by playlegit.net. I mean, you don't have to do it right this second. You can do it after the show. You can even do it right now. Go through it while we're talking about all these cool topics, these awesome missions we got. But that's going to be the premier place for all of your gaming and real talk news. You already know we have some awesome articles up there right now. Our good friend Haggy, sometimes he steps in for us here on the show. You guys have seen him. He has a cool article up right now about the Disney Afternoon Collection. He reviews it. You know, it's a cartridge-free zone. You want to make sure you check that out. We also got a nice article up there about the Puyo Puyo Tetris on the Switch. It's a good review by Zombie Zach right there. So you want to check that out. And our good friend KJ here has an awesome review up for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Yeah.
Want to give everybody out there maybe just like a little taste of what you thought about Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, because a lot of us have played Mario Kart 8, you know, on the Wii U. So how's the Deluxe? Is it standing out a little bit for you?
Well, I gotta say, man, I wasn't one who bought the DLC packs because in the back of my head I said this game is so legit that they're probably gonna do what they did and release it again, and they did that.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I definitely enjoyed it big time because I didn't have those DLC packs. But then that battle mode that they threw in, man, it is so enjoyable. All the modes that they threw in, especially the Renegade Roundup. It's a cops versus robbers.
Mm-hmm.
You have two teams. One team is trying to get away, and the other team is trying to get them. And once you get somebody, they're locked in a cage,
Mm-hmm.
and they can't get out until their teammates free them. So it's stuff like that that just adds on to the experience. Plus, you can take it wherever. You can have Mario Kart 8 going at McDonald's. So I'm not going to tell you what the score is because you need to get your fingers to clicking and reading and looking. But it's legit, man. So that's what I have to say.
That's what's up. Yeah, so you guys make sure you check that out and all of the other awesome articles we have up on the site. We even have a Switch review up there. So if you want to know what we think about the Nintendo Switch as a whole, check out playlegit.net and you'll definitely be satisfied with that. So KJ, before we get into the missions, I'm kind of salty, at myself because I haven't seen it yet. But Guardians of the Galaxy 2, man. You said you saw it. You loved it, man.
Buddy, let me just tell you like this, and I'm not going to spoil this for anybody here, but I want to tell you that I personally thought that it was definitely, for sure, better than the first one. And I would like to say this too. They did a great job of bringing in the stuff from the first one into this one. It felt like a sequel, and a true sequel, and not one that sucks. So that's great that we have a sequel to a comic movie that doesn't suck. And in fact, you can make the argument that's better. I think it's better. I would recommend go seeing it. This is one you can see with your family. Take anybody. Take everybody. Go see it.
Any and everybody. So I'm
Everybody.
definitely gonna do it. I got to. I really enjoyed the first one, and when you told me that it was better than the first one, I was like, oh man, then yeah, I'd have to see this, man. I have to check it out. It's been killing it so far all weekend. It's been doing, it's been making numbers. People have been doing their rounds, going to go see it. So I'm definitely going to be up there grabbing my ticket to check that out soon. I might even watch. No, I was gonna say I might see it in 3D, but I want to enjoy it, so I'll watch it in the in the high def standard. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to have a headache while I'm trying to watch it. So that's awesome, though, man. Guardians of the Galaxy, Marvel, continue to do your thing. I even heard that they said there's actually going to be an official crossover between the shows and the movies as well now. So Marvel's doing their thing, man. Hats off to them. Hats off to them. So let's go ahead.
DC.
We'll see. Aquaman or Wonder Woman first. We'll see. We'll see, man. We'll see. They used different music in the last trailer, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead. Let's get into the show, man. Let's get into tonight's missions. This is going to be an even bigger challenge because we don't have three competitors here trying to get the time gone. It's just me and KJ. 3 men, two comrades on a mission, 3 missions. Let's see if we can do it, KJ. I got faith in us, man. I got faith in us.
Man, I believe in you. We can do this.
I got the power. Speaking of power, that's a nice little segue into our first mission tonight. We're gonna be talking about Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. So let's go ahead. Let's get on into the mission. Mission starts now.
So you heard that they took it from 3v3 to 2-on-2. And what do you think about that?
I don't have much of an issue with that, even though the 3v3 I did really enjoy. I feel, especially with the introduction of the Infinity Stones, it may get super hectic with a 3-on-3 platform, so maybe that's why I took it down to the 2. But I don't have much of an issue with it, honestly. It's nice that you can still switch between at least one other character. At least it's not, at least they didn't switch to strictly 1v1. If they would have done that, they'd probably have to change the title of the game, because that Marvel v Capcom is always about, them teams getting those squadrons together. But I think it does give it a little knock, but I'm not, super disappointed in it. It's not going to prevent me from actually purchasing the game. Some people are saying they don't even want to mess with it, but me personally, I'm not that upset about it.
Well, let me ask you this. I was thinking in the back of my head, and of course they're not going to admit to it, but I was also thinking, because of the way the graphics look now, it definitely took a leap. Do you think that maybe the performance would have suffered with having 3? Like, let's say all 3 of your guys do your moves all together at the same time. The series is known for doing that. So let's say we had 3 guys on this engine with this graphics. What is it against somebody else on the other side? That's a lot happening on screen at the same time. Did they run into performance issues and we're like, okay, let's kind of dial it back a little bit, and then, wonder if that's what happened.
You know what? I would not be surprised. That's a valid argument in my opinion, because looking at these consoles, we've had talks here on the show before. We've already gotten the PS4 Pro. We're looking at an Xbox One Scorpio coming out, at the end of the year. with the consoles that they have right now, maybe they just couldn't get it to work. Maybe it just looked so crappy. Maybe them frame rates, like we've seen before in the past, them frame rates just started dropping and dropping and dropping, got super choppy, and they were like, hey, we can only do 2v2. I'm sorry, but it can't handle
Yeah,
it. So, because yeah,
that's what I think.
like we have on the screen here, like it, even with the 2v2, I mean, and granted, this is, before the game is polished, but it looks like they have kind of an issue even running two of them at the same time on
Uh-oh.
one side. Just because, at least from what I'm looking here at this trailer, there's only some moments when it shows them doing a team up attack. Like right here, there was a team up attack between Captain Marvel and Iron Man, I believe it was, and Captain Marvel like attacked for a brief second and then stopped attacking. There we go. We got two Morgans on screen here attacking Ryu, which was pretty cool. But yeah, I'm not seeing much. I'm seeing a lot of just individual attacks going on. So, I mean, it's still not done. It's not a polished game. This is just a trailer here, just to kind of give us a taste of everything. But I guess we'll really find that out when we actually got our hands on the game on the 19th, if it doesn't get delayed.
It shouldn't. And then they also have, when you pre-order, you get some pretty awesome costumes. I saw that you had the Planet Hulk
Mm-hmm.
outfit, the Gladiator outfit. I was like, man, that's pretty sweet.
Mm-hmm. So, how many do they disclose how many rounds of DLC there's gonna be?
Man, so I think they're gonna do it like Street Fighter, just keep having the seasons.
Mm-hmm.
I think that if you get this big pack, you're locked into one of the seasons. But I feel like they're probably gonna do as many as they feel like, because that's how they're doing Street Fighter 5. They're like, they just keep putting them out.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's what they're going to do with this. But I hope initially that the roster is big, at least 36. Because this series, in a lot of other games, that's a lot already. But in this, they're known for having just so many characters that I feel like you have to keep that going, especially when it's only 2v2 fighting. You got to have a lot of people, man.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull up the roster right now to see if we can see everything. So this is just off of Wikia. But let's see if they got everyone on here. So I'm seeing. Alright, so that's just Rocket Raccoon and Groot, Hulk, Chun-Li, or Chun-Li, however, don't attack me out there, guys. Chun, whichever you like. Thor, Chris Redfield, which is cool. Hawkeye, Strider, Rocket Raccoon, Mega Man X, Ryu, don't attack me, bro. That's the people out there. Morgan, Iron Man, Captain Marvel, Captain America, Ultron, Sigma, and that's all that's on this so far. So I think this is all that's been disclosed. So who would you want to see?
Well, I can tell you right now, the story mode, which I'm glad they're having a story mode, that they've gone so long of having all these cool characters cross over.
Mm-hmm.
We need a story. We need a legit story. So now they're actually having a full-on story mode, and then we know that an additional character is a fusion between Sigma and Ultron.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be the main villain of the game, like both of them combined. If you ask me, I think that's a really cool fit to have both of those characters together. I think that works. It's a nice way to bring everyone together. But I'd have to have Black Panther in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he got to be in there. He's got the movie coming out. Our buddy Mo Chocolate's going to be in the movie.
Oh,
he
yeah.
has a small role. Yeah, so you got to have Black Panther in there.
Mm-hmm. Spidey, man. I haven't heard anything about Spider-Man at all. What's up with Spider-Man?
Yeah, I'm sure he's not going to be in there.
He got to be there, man. Come on. He's like one of the mains in all of the Marvel v Capcom, so you got to have Spidey in there. If they have Spider-Man as DLC that you got to pay for, I'll be super mad, though.
You know what I want? I want Venom, because he was not in the last game.
Alright, so I think I found a bigger roster. Now this is from VG Leaks. So I can't confirm if this is factual or not.
It's fake news.
But alternative facts. We got some alternative
Right.
facts. But this is apparently an infinite roster leak. So we have here. So Team Capcom. It's saying we got Ryu, Rashid, Chun-Li, Zangief, Gil, Morgan, Talbane, Tessa, Mega Man X, Sigma, Roll, which is kind of cool. I liked Roll in the other ones. Strider, Jin, Captain Commando, Edward Falcon, Asura, Jean, Dante, Leon, Ada, Wesker, Nina from Breath of Fire 2, that's awesome. Shouts out to Breath of Fire. Spencer, Simon Blackquill, Phoenix Wright, Rathalos, giant character, Mazamune Date, Batsu, June, and Frank West.
That's a pretty good lineup there. If that's the case.
Yeah, that's sweet. They got some raw characters in there. I cannot lie about that.
I do like that they had. You said they had Talbane in there, right?
Yep.
He's like that kung fu wolf from Darkstalkers.
Yep.
And I thought he was awesome. I've been wanting him to be in there for quite a while. So I hope that is true. And Captain Commando should never left. Man, that's my dude. I love that game. What can I say?
And then Team Marvel, we got Iron Man, Captain America, Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel, Thor, the homie Loki, Hulk, Hawkeye, Black Panther, shouts out to Wakanda,
See it when I believe it when I see it.
Right. Black Widow, Ant-Man, Spider-Man, Venom, Daredevil, Iron Fist, Luke Cage. So pretty much everybody that's in a Marvel movie or a Marvel TV show. Ghost Rider, Punisher, Ultron, Thanos, Star-Lord, Rocket with Groot, Doctor Strange, Gwenpool, Squirrel Girl, Fin Fan Foom, Wolverine,
Oh snap!
Magneto, Storm, and Doctor Doom. So they snapped with the Marvel roster, but is this a cash grab? On the Marvel side, they literally picked everybody with a TV show or a movie.
Yeah, I figured that's what they would do. But it'd be disappointing if they don't have the movie outfits, though. That's what they should have as well.
Yep. Standard that we don't have to pay for.
Ooh, oh man!
And like that, mission 1 is complete. Nice. But Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, that comes out September 19th. Make sure you guys grab that. You definitely are going to want that. Pick up a PS4. Pick up a PS4 Pro. Do whatever you got to do. But you got to make sure you play that game. So, moving on to mission number 2. And this is the agent's request. This is what you guys wanted to talk. This is what you wanted us to talk about. Now, I can't say that we necessarily even want to talk about this. I know if Knowledge were here, it'd probably be a better conversation. You guys might not have gotten so upset with us. But I'm going to keep it real. That's why I'm here. We're here to keep it real. And to be real, I could care less about the second mission, but I'm going to tell you why in a second here. So as long as I can get past this content warning real quick for the backdrop.
This is not for kids, okay? This is serious business.
Even though we all know them servers are about to be filled with 6-year-olds screaming the N-word as soon as this game drops, especially while they're playing Nazi zombies. And by saying that, we're going to start this mission now. Call of Duty World War II, it has been revealed. This game is happening again, right? This is what, the third time there was a World War II Call of Duty, or just the second?
I want to say 2. I might get schooled on that, but I want to say 2.
Okay. I know there's been more than one. And usually one's enough. But I guess this is a new gen, and we got to see World War II in high definition,
Well,
possibly 4K.
the first Call of Duty 2 was like that was the game that brought everybody in. Like that's really how the series caught steam was because it was a launch title on Xbox 360 and it showed people like wow, like we have arrived in the next gen. It was probably like the best looking game of their launch lineup, and it just like I said, like the visuals were just really good. And people really hold that in high regard still, like right up there with Modern Warfare, the original Modern Warfare. And so I think that it was probably smart to come back because where they were at the last few games, to me, I feel like they kind of did a Saints Row thing. And what I mean by that is, for me, I've gone on record saying I have not liked what they've done with Saints Row. How it just started off like semi-grounded and goofy, and just went all the way into like this Marvel type BS style. We just didn't appreciate. And that's the way that this series went too. We got people you playing as robots with jetpacks fighting big mech suits.
So you didn't
flying.
like being a boxer brief wearing president from space.
No, I didn't like that. So, and the fact that Call of Duty did the same thing, we got those, stupid weapon camos. It just so much of that took me out of the experience. I said they should have just called it something else at that point. So, though hell no, I'm not excited to play this game. I am definitely happy that they have gone back, just dial everything back, because what they had going on, you might as well just be playing a Guardians of the Galaxy game.
Yeah, you're right. There was a whole bunch of space hopping, and that's from what I personally saw in videos, because I'm gonna keep it real. I did not spend a dime on any of the last 3 Call of Duty games. I think what was that? I played the beta for Advanced Warfare, and I did like 3 rounds of that, and I put it down. I was like, there's no way that I'm paying money for this game. I'm sorry. It's just me. I really enjoyed some of the earlier Call of Duty games. Of course, Advanced Warfare was great. Call of Duty 4, of course, taking it way back. That was a great game. Even World at War was a good game. I enjoyed that game. The Nazis, playing the zombies in that. Even
That's
Black
probably
Ops.
my last real enjoyable Call of Duty.
Yep.
Was World at War.
World at War, yeah. And I traded that for like $7 at GameStop, and in-store credit, and I'm salty about that. Because that was if I had to go back and play a Call of Duty game, I'd go play that one. The story was fun. Like, it was a good storyline. And then, the online and the zombie mode. It was just it was a fun game. And Black Ops 2 was alright. And then after then, it just started getting too out of control for me. So I definitely get what you're saying. They're like, all right, we need to get back grounded. There's only one way to get grounded. And that's with the greatest war that ever happened, and that's World War II. So that's where they're bringing it, just not super advanced technology, but not super caveman like, even Battlefield 1, for example, like at times those guns you get kind of tired of using those too, because like single shot rifles and stuff like that, and bad accuracy with automatic weapons, it's not too fun. Like, it's fun at first, but it's not as fun. So we'll call it World War II. I understand the weaponry was kind of better. Everybody wants to play Nazi zombies, because who doesn't want to shoot Nazis or whatever, especially into 2017. So I get what they're doing. I just personally, I feel like I'm already too far gone with Call of Duty to even want to give it a shot. Now, after it launches, maybe I might be mistaken. Maybe I'll eat these words later in the future. But as of right now, I could care less about Call of Duty World War II.
Well, what they're going to do that I am kind of happy about is they're going to put more of a spotlight on the zombies. And I like, with the old weapons, I kind of like it with the zombies versus having the newer guns and all the tech to fight the zombies.
Ray guns.
I kind of like, I like having these kind of archaic weapons against the zombies, because they're so... It kind of puts you at edge, like, oh shoot, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have everything.
Right, it's a challenge. Right, exactly. Right. I don't have like a 50 cal, like or an exoskeleton with a jetpack on the, like, and a
Yeah,
flamethrower. I definitely understand what you're saying there.
and they say they're going to have more of a story around it. So might even have like a campaign, like normal campaign length around these zombies with the graphics that I'm seeing on screen. Um, Four-player co-op, probably. I mean, it's got to be four-player co-op.
Mm,
You think about all that together, I think you could have yourself an interesting, maybe not game as a whole, but that part of it, I think, could be really, really good.
mm. Yeah, definitely. Um, One thing I'd like to see, like they had before, do you think they're gonna do split screen zombies? Because
Yes,
hopefully, I would like to. That's one thing that is fun about the game. The zombie mode, honestly, at one point I was hoping they would even just like make a spin-off game. I understand why they keep it just, one game, but imagine the zombie modes in like a detailed game with different levels and things, or a story attached to it or something like that.
I think that might even be fun. Like, okay, so let's put it to you like this: Activision,
Hmm.
listen, this is some real talk here. Play legit. What I was saying is,
Hmm.
do 1 year Call of Duty, a grounded Call of Duty, not this space Halo stuff.
Hmm.
A Call of Duty 1 year, then the next year you do this Call of Duty Zombies, like a dedicate to all your resources, allocate all your resources towards a Call of Duty Zombies game.
Hmm.
Okay, and just dedicate that 1 year to it. All the DLC are new maps for the zombies or whatever. If of course, you're gonna have DLC. So let that all be zombie focused. Dedicate a year to that, and let's see what happens.
They could even do a mode where you could still do like team deathmatch, just one-on-one matches, every man for himself, king of the hill, capture the flag with zombies. Imagine that. That would be intense. Trying to keep your
And then,
KD right up with zombies coming after you too. Like, I don't know.
like you could do, they could have Left for Dead type modes. Let's say we're playing as zombies.
Hmm.
You'd have people playing as specific tiers. Man, I put so many hours into Left for Dead. If they did something like that, um, especially with the visuals that they're talking about now,
Hmm.
guys, these graphics, it remind me of Battlefield 1 in terms of visuals, and
Hmm.
that is a fantastic thing because Battlefield 1 was a technical marvel. That
Right.
thing looked ridiculous.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree with you there, man.
Yeah.
But Call of Duty World War II, it's available for pre-order. Um, What are the? Have you seen any of like the packages that you could pre-order at all? I know typically they have, different level packages for pre-orders, which are collectibles or whatever. Like Black.
No, I think it's too early for all that. I just know that if you pre-ordered now, like the highest tiered, it comes with a code to the beta, and then I'm seeing here a steel bookcase, season pass. So the typical stuff you'd expect, but I'm
Hmm.
not seeing like any extra stuff. Like, it'd be cool. I would kind of like a helmet. Can a brother get a
Yeah.
helmet? That would
Right.
be dope.
Yeah, that would be sick.
But let it look war torn too. Let's get some dirt on. Let's get some
Yeah.
scratches on it. You know?
Artificial bullet hole in it or something like that.
Yeah.
That'd be sick. That would be real cool, actually. Yeah. I mean, we'll see what happens. Call of Duty, it's gonna sell. We're looking at a video that has almost 16 million views, so there's attention towards this game. People
Sorry, man. Sorry.
people definitely. I mean, they're gonna pick it up. Like I said, as long as we can do something about the 6-year-olds screaming those slurs in the chat room, it'll be okay, man. It'll be okay.
Whew.
We got through it, man. Call of Duty World War II. Activision is back at it again with another COD game, bringing it back to World War II. Let us know your thoughts about that game. You guys wanted us to talk about it, so you got our opinions. I'm sorry if I got you upset with mine, but it is what it is.
Thank you for voting, though.
Yeah,
It's all about y'all at the end of the day.
exactly.
Thank you.
Even if I don't like the game, I'm here to keep it real. So whatever you want us to talk about, we're gonna talk about it. You know, I could have tried to pull a move like, nah, man, we're not about to talk about Call of Duty. KJ, come on, man. But you know, it's just like whatever wins, we don't even say anything about it. We just put it on the list. We eat it and we come up with what we got. So we got one more mission for you guys tonight, and we're on a roll. We're actually doing pretty good with the 2-man squad here. We're gonna finish it up with the final mission tonight, and the final mission is going to be games that derive from comic books. Yes, some awesome comic book games. This is gonna be a fun one. You know, comics are kind of, you know, one of the things that I love. Games are another thing that I love. So when they come together, it's just a great moment. It's a great time. So let's go ahead and get into the final mission. Games based off comic books that are awesome and we love. Mission starts now.
What you got, man?
So for me, man, people might come at me, right? Because first off, this is based off a manga, right? This is based off a manga. Some people will be like, Corey, manga's not a comic. Manga is a freaking comic book because I'm American. There is pages with words and cartoons drawn on it in a sequence. Just because you go right to left does not mean it is not a comic book, okay? And this game is Dragon Ball Tenkaichi 3.
Oh, you cheated for sure. Get that out of here.
That is not a cheat. That is not a cheat. Okay? The storyline is transformed into a game, is it not?
Yeah.
It is. All of the great characters that you know and you love, some which are canon, some which are not canon, are in this game. Some of the sequences that we love, some of them we hate, i.e. the fusion dance, are all in this. This is a great and awesome game. How many hours have you personally put in Budokai Tenkaichi 3, KJ? Come on, man.
Yeah, man. It's dope.
Keep it real, man.
You right.
It's an awesome title that is based off a comic book that was then turned into an anime or a cartoon show and then eventually developed into a video game multiple times. This isn't the only time that this was actually turned into a game, but this is one of the best times it was turned into a game. With all of the characters that were in it, the graphics on the PlayStation 2, it was phenomenal. And then the storyline and the different modes and the fact that you can even edit your characters in a way that you wanted to with different items. It was just great. I would make a beastly Krillin and I would put hands on Super Saiyan 4 Gogetas, man.
I remember when I first played the game, I got my ass whipped by the computer Chaozu. I felt so salty about that.
Anybody can learn this game. Anybody can become good at this game. And then the super moves, bro, the animations for the super moves, some which were developed from this game and have now been carried into the actual anime, into the actual manga. You know, it's just awesome, man. Short hair Yamcha, bro. Putting hands on a Super Saiyan Vegeta. Who would have ever thought about that? Not until this game, man. Not until this game. And since that is, I obviously kind of cheated with that one. Another pick that I have that I'll get into, just because I know this one is not cheap, and I'm not sure if you remember this one or not, KJ. Let me know if you remember it.
I probably will.
This is a classic from the NES. Felix the Cat.
Oh, okay.
Felix
hey,
the Cat.
Messi005, he reviewed it too. We have a review for that on our site.
Word. Felix the Cat was an awesome game. It was a fun game. Some would say, they were trying to bite Mario, but at the time, man, it is what it is. It had its own different stages, had its own little bosses. He even, if you guys see on screen here, he even has a little car that he moves around, or like a bike or whatnot, and you shoot stuff out of it. It was a fun game. It's one of the first games I remember actually playing by myself, like actually picking to play, like going to the Powerhouse, which was the video game shop that we had. It's now like a T-shirt place or whatever. It's very sad because it was an awesome place. They had all the games, you could rent systems, all that stuff. I went there with my grandma. I was like, Felix the cat, I remember the Felix cartoons. Let me get this game. And this was one of the first games that I actually got to like sit back and just play, that I chose. I didn't have to play a game my brother picked out or anything like that. Felix the cat, and it was fun. It was a great game. I need to revisit this because it's one of those platformers where it's not easy either, It's one of those games where it's actually kind of a challenge, and it's fun.
Did you beat it though?
As a kid, no, I gotta be real. I didn't beat the game, man. Because it's like I said, it was a challenge. I got pretty far, though. Got pretty far. But it's a fun game. And like I said, I'm going to have to go back to that and revisit that again. And I'm also going to have to check out the review we have on playlegit.net.
That's right.
What you got for me, KJ? I got one more, but I'll let you get some in, too, before we start running out of time here.
How much time we got left, man? Because I got some hotness right
We're looking at under 5 minutes, my friend.
All right, buddy, that's all I need. All right, now, what I got to say is this game here came out of left field. It was actually developed by Volition, who did Saints Row, of all things that we were just talking about. So this is a game that is just a third-person shooter, and it was called The Punisher. It came out on Xbox. It came out on PS2. I believe there's a PC version available as well. They skipped the cube, though. But The Punisher...
It happens. It happens. They had Black Eyed Peas, The Sims, though, so it's all good.
There you go. So, yeah, that makes up for The Punisher. Anyway, what I liked about the game was actually the third-person shooting is pretty similar to the way Saints Row was. So it was very arcadey, fast-paced. But what he had in this was he had the ability to interrogate people. And I have yet to see it done so well in any game since. They had interrogation in GTA 5, if you remember that. But in this, you could really scare people in this. And they kept it fresh. He had people in all kinds of scenarios where he could torture them. And then when it was over, you could decide whether you wanted to execute them or not. It was up to the player and what they were feeling like. I was a kid, and so what did you think I did?
Everybody had to die.
Everybody had to go, and the game would also rank you too. And I can't remember if that would have messed up your ranking if you killed them. I'm pretty sure that it definitely did, but I did not care about score. I just wanted to survive. Right. And let me say real quick, too, that Capcom made a Punisher beat 'em up as well. It's one of my favorite side-scrolling beat 'em ups of all time. Player 1 played as Punisher. Player 2 played as Nick Fury. And you could shoot people in that as well.
I remember
and it was it was just kind of funny because it wasn't in a lot of arcades because it was very bloody. Like you're using handguns shooting people and you see the blood and you can throw grenades and all that stuff. So that's definitely one of my all-time favorite comic book games as well. But taking it back to the Punisher on Xbox, it still holds up. I recently played it. Like I said, they're following the comic books. So you're going to see characters pop up. You're going to see like some of his homies pop up. And the levels where you conduct the shootouts, they're very fun to participate in. And now I'd like to talk about my other one. And it's ironic because Capcom's making a game that involves Infinity Stones in Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, but in this, it was Capcom War of the Gems, and this came out on the Super Nintendo. The sprites were big and detailed, and it was surprising that all that was happening on the Super Nintendo because the visuals were so good. You got to play as Spider-Man, Captain America, Hulk, and I know there was others too. Let me look this up real quick. I got to look this up. Iron Man, Spider-Man, Hulk, Wolverine. and you went through the levels. And I think that's the reason why it wasn't 2-player, just because it was so much happening visually. But yeah, it was very fun. It had some very satisfying boss battles. Miss Throwback reviewed it on the site, and I'm pretty sure she gave it a 5 out of 5,
Oh,
guys.
wow.
So this is a game that I'm not going to tell you how to get it, but get it how you live, because this is it involves Infinity Gems. Each level, I believe you are getting one of the gems, and it was just fun, man. And every character controlled differently. It was challenging. I'll admit I didn't beat it, so I'm willing to go back. They also did an X-Men game in that same style with the X-Men characters, so that's another one to consider trying out as well.
I forget
Both
the name of that X-Men game. I know what you're talking about, though.
I can't remember it either, but yeah, I recommend that as well. But I like this a little bit more because this one has Spider-Man, so that's always going to get the edge for me. Any game that has Spider-Man, and yeah, it was a fun one there, guys. So definitely check out the Punisher. Both games of the Punisher I mentioned, and Marvel War of the Gems, developed by Capcom. Capcom ain't stopping with the stones.
No, sir. Woo! And it looks like we have completed mission 3.
Whew.
That's nuts. Honorable mention, though, I want to give a special shout out to the Telltale Walking Dead games as well, because they've done a great job, in my opinion, of developing and actually even expanding on a comic book universe that's developed into this huge thing that everybody loves as well. So we did it, though, KJ. We made it through mission 3, even with the Call of Duty World War II. How do you feel about tonight's show, man?
I mean, even with that, man, I feel very good. I'm willing to give Call of Duty World War II a look if one of my friends have it and I'm at their house playing it. I'm willing to at least give it a shot.
That's what's
talking
up.
to you about the roster of Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, man, I gotta say I'm a little bit more excited because that list that you shared sounds very accurate. I think that's a strong chance that that's the roster that we come up with when it releases on September 19th.
That's what's up. Yeah, hopefully we see all of those guys and gals on the roster without DLC, and then hopefully we see some cool other characters show up in some DLC packages too, because there's plenty of people that I didn't name from those lists that I'd love to see, Zero being one of them. So I want to thank everybody out there for tuning in to the Mission 3 broadcast, the Mission 3 podcast broadcast, I guess I should say.
I mean, it works, you know.
Yeah, it is what it is. Again, I want you guys to stop by playlegit.net. It's a premier location for gaming and real talk. All those articles and all those reviews that we talked about earlier are going to be up on the site. Make sure you check out that Switch review, that Mario Kart 8 review, that Puyo Puyo Tetris review, as well as that Disney Afternoon Collection review, and all the other dope content we have up on the site. You can also find replays of our past broadcasts here for the Mission 3, Dragon Ball Super so far, and everything else awesome that we have up on the site there. So make sure you check out playlegit.net. You can also follow me at Corey Elijah across the board everywhere: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Periscope, all that cool stuff. And you can find KJ at PlayLegit. Tweet at us. Send us comments, DMs, whatever you need to do. Let us know, and make sure you stop by the Mission 3 at Mission 3 Mission, the number 3 podcast on Twitter, and vote in our polls every week. We have the agent's requested missions every week. The second mission is always the agent requested mission. If it were up to me, we wouldn't have talked about Call of Duty, but because you guys wanted to talk about that, that's what we talk about. So we listen to you. Let us know what you guys want to hear. If you think there's missions that we should do that aren't in the agent requested pool as well, let us know. Tweet at us. Let us know the ideas. We'll definitely get everything circulated in the agent's request and let you guys select what we talk about. But until next time, guys, we definitely appreciate you stopping by, tuning into the broadcast. We'll be back next week with some more dope missions. Make sure you stop by the Twitter page and vote in the poll. That'll be up very, very soon. And until next time, I'm Corey Elijah, here with my great friend KJ. We'll have knowledge back next week. Don't worry, guys. Business is business, and we got to handle what we got to handle. But until then, we'll holler at you later. Peace.
Subscribe.
Subscribe. Hit the button. Hit the bell. And get those notifications as well. Ooh, ball hurts.
I see it. I see it.